as well as welcome to the comprehensive current affairs batch students and the Titan and Pinnacle students. Please confirm whether the audio and video is clear. Good evening, Zaid, Samarth, Omar, Durgeshwari, Dipanvita, Ria, Alisha Siddiqui, Jayant Kumar, Jivaratnam, Swati, Dhananjay, Sana Khatun, Minakshi, Samarth, Simran, Dharani, Neha. All right, people. For the comprehensive current affairs batch, this is definitely going to be a quick revision session. As well as for the other students, this is going to be new topics. So without any further delay, let me get right into it. And as decided earlier, we will be taking up the questions only at the end of each topic. We are not going to take any questions in between because we won't be able to cover the topics otherwise. All right. So any questions you have from a topic, please put it up after the topic is over. So without any further delay, looking right into the topic, Supreme Court and firecrackers, Ladakh protests, Article 19, Public Accounts Committee, AFSPA. From economy, you have shipbuilding, Hire Act and H-1B visa, foreign portfolio investment trends and domestic markets, state finances and fiscal health, women in agriculture and labor force participation, index of industrial production, export promotion, credit, EPCG, society, ASHA, demographic transition and care economy, rehabilitation and empowerment, Divyang Warriors Initiative, environment, drying Ganga, Kaziranga, Dugong, food loss and wastage. From health, you have cardiovascular diseases, malaria, nutrition and anemia, health expenditure and public policy. Okay, 1 minute. The artificial intelligence, research and development, biotechnology, and finally cyber security. So first topics first, that is basically Supreme Court and firecrackers. So what is Supreme Court and firecrackers? So basically we must understand here there are two articles. One is Article 19 and the other is Article 21. Article 19 basically talks about Article 19 basically talks about your right to profession. Article 21 talks about your right to life. And under the definition of right to life, it also means an access to clean environment. So you already know Supreme Court has given a blanket ban on the usage of firecrackers in and around Delhi. But the reality is firecrackers, even if you don't burst it in Delhi, it is not going to improve the air quality at all. We have already seen the data of it. Number one. Number two, Supreme Court even went on to the extent of saying, why should only the ban be in Delhi? Why not all over India? So, why Supreme Court is telling like that? Supreme Court is keeping in mind the right to life. That is basically a clean environment. Nothing wrong in it. But let us try to understand the other side of the story. The other side of the story is, when it comes to firecrackers, one of the biggest industry involved in it is the Shivagashi firecracker industry in Tamil Nadu. And Shivagashi is one such place where agriculture is not possible because the productivity of the soil is very, very low. This is the only alternative available to the people. And even when we talk about this is the only industry or the only source of livelihood there, you must understand this livelihood is not such a great livelihood. Why? Because whoever is involved in the firecracker industry, they have either lost their limb or their life. Limb or life simply means they've either lost their fingers, they have lost their hand, they have lost their leg, sometimes their very own life in this industry. Got the point here? So this issue is there. They are not paid adequate. They don't get proper compensation. And mostly, again, in this industry, Dalits are exploited. So if you look at this from two perspectives, that is, you ban air quality no change. Especially in Delhi, air quality is not at all going to improve just because you took out firecrackers, because one of the biggest contributors of pollution is road dust that comes from vehicles, that comes from construction sector, industries, etc. Clear? Then, Mega, this is a revision class plus a Q&A class also will be there. A Q&A revision will be there at the end of the class, towards the end. If there is no ban, again, air quality may deteriorate slightly. Slight worsening. But what happens to the people of Shivagashi? They can have their livelihood. Shivagashi people can have their livelihood back. And again, you must understand, when you talk about usage of firecrackers, there are hardly 2 or 3 seasons. For North India, mostly it is Diwali. Southern India, there are various other regional festivals are there where firecrackers are used. So if you literally look into the overall business of the firecracker industry, it is just confined to 4-5 months in a year. Rest of the year, they don't have any business practically. They all prepare everything, plan for everything, that whatever will be there during a particular festival season. Correct? Correct, Ishika? Clear? This is what the article is about. The Supreme Court completely said that, declared a complete ban is impractical and unenforceable, because when you go for a complete ban, then obviously smuggling will start. And the smuggling is bound to come from where? It is bound to come from China. Then the other alternative is to use green crackers manufactured by the organizations Neri and Peso. Green crackers, the thing is that it contains lesser amount of barium. Barium, potassium, etc. It contains, but it is less in number. And some of them even releases water vapor, H2O, which actually helps in what? Reducing the air pollution. Alright. Then this is basically the data regarding the exploitation or the sad story of the firecrackers, the firecracker industry in Shivagashi. How the people are affected, that is what is given here. And look at the fact, employs about 8 lakh people. Shivagashi, Tamil Nadu produces 90% of India's fireworks worth 6,000 crore per year. So that's not a small industry, that's a huge industry. But then there are other issues. Workforce are mainly Dalits, in low-wage, hazardous jobs with poor protection. Safety measures includes only fire extinguisher or buckets. Only automated sprinklers are avoided. Problem with green crackers is that, yes, the advantage is basically it has less noise, lower emissions, but then the production cost is more, it takes more time to dry, and there are no subsidies. Alright, people. Yeah. PSUs. Clear, people? Storyteller is back. Okay. So Ladakh protests. So Storyteller is back with his criticism again. Storyteller, apologize for your fake comments on Sonam Wangchuk. Okay. So I'm not going to apologize because obviously I had seen a video and the video had come on the news channels. When the news channels didn't apologize, I am not going to apologize. I will basically say that the video what purportedly got circulated in many media channels of Sonam Wangchuk was taken during March 2024. It was edited. That is the video that I saw. Alright. So that I will accept. I had seen that video and based on that video only I had said my comments that how can somebody sit and make a comment sitting in Ladakh and they will allow Chinese soldiers to enter. So those comments I am retracting it back. Number 1. But having said that, let me just remind everybody here, Sonam Wangchuk's arrest was not based on the video that was made or circulated on March 2024. His arrests were a direct result of the violent protests which had taken place in Ladakh, as a result of which he was arrested under NSA. Now, as because he was arrested under the provisions of NSA, what will happen next will depend upon three things, which I have told in my earlier class also. The three things being that, now NSA's provisions are basically what comes under preventive detention. Preventive detention. All right. In that preventive detention clause, first thing is he can place a representation before the government. That is one option available to him. But this option goes without saying, chances that he may get a release order from the chances are very, very less. The second option that is available to him would be, again, in the presence of the, he can present his case in front of an advisory board, which will be headed by High Court judges. There he can present it himself. But this again, it is like 50-50. What will happen? No clue again. The third and the last option, which again I believe his wife has exercised right now, is to approach either the High Court under Article 226 or the Supreme Court under Article 32. These are the only two options available. So as of now, I think his wife has gone for this option. So if the court finds him innocent, he will be released immediately. The court finds him guilty, then he will be in jail for some more time. That's pretty much about it. Getting the point here, people? I have no time to entertain you, storyteller. I have other people. You want to do your activism? Go ahead. I am not at all bothered about it. I have students to teach and other important things to take care of. Yes, I agree with that, Kushal. Coming back, sir, why don't government provide any other sector or employment facility for these people in Shivagashi? Not at all easy, right? See, since 1920s, they were indulging in this particular craft or in this particular industry. Now, to tell them, go away from here, we will do something else, we will give you something else, it is not going to be easy, because some of these are like cottage industries, village industries, which has been going on since many years. Since many years, this has been going on. Getting the point here? Since many years. So now to suddenly tell them, okay, shift from here, move out from here, people will not go. People, in fact, will die in that place, but will not move out. All right. So the Ladakh protests, again, what is the sequence of events I have given here? Now the sequence or the dates is not important from a UPSC perspective. But what is the scenario here? Now this is what I told you, what is available to Sonam Wangchuk. That is okay. But let us look into the arguments now. So Jammu and Kashmir, if you take, and if you draw the map also. Oh. Yeah. This is Ladakh for you. And this is your Jammu and Kashmir for you. Okay. This is what it is. Ladakh, Jammu and Kashmir. Rough it is. All right. This is what is there in Indian maps. This is what is shown. But ground level reality, what it is? Ground level reality is, that is your Siachen Glacier. This is your line of control. And this here So what is the problem? Impact of Gen Z protest, we will see that. Now, basically, let us look at this scenario here. Now, Ladakh wants what? Ladakh is actually claiming for a 6th schedule protection, correct? 6th schedule. That is available currently to ATM square. Assam, Tripura, Meghalaya, Mizoram. These 4 states. Now, they want a 6th schedule protection here. Once you bring a 6th schedule protection here, what is the issue? The issue is basically that one, obviously, you will have to provide statehood here. That is definitely there. You will have to provide statehood. Then, statehood is one demand. 6th schedule is the next demand. Is it wrong in providing for it, or is it really bad in providing for it? Well, there is nothing wrong in giving it. But the issue here is that it is actually facing 1, 2 critical areas. That is the main reason. Okay, let us give complete rights to the defense forces. Let us ensure that our defense forces are well equipped in these regions. That is one option available with the government. That defense will be guarded on all the sides. Maybe that can be taken care of. Okay, government, that is the center, takes care of defense, which is how it is supposed to be. Defense is taken care of. So then 6th schedule, giving away 6th schedule shouldn't be an issue. But that doesn't stop there. 6th schedule simply means PESA will come into effect. What is PESA? So you know there is 73rd constitutional amendment which actually establishes Panchayati Raj Act. Panchayati Raj Act are not exactly applicable to the 5th and 6th schedule areas. Its extension is there. Panchayati Raj extension to scheduled areas called PESA. What it simply means is, under a PESA, you can basically establish a Gram Sabha. And a Gram Sabha's approval will be required for every infrastructure or development activity that you are going to put up over here. Right now, Border Road Organization, BRO, has just finished constructing or surpassing its own record of the highest motorable road has just been completed in the region of Ladakh. So any further military or developmental activity that the center wants to do here, or even if an elected government is here, they want to do it, it won't be easy without the approval of Gram Sabha. It is almost like the whole Article 370 wala scenario. So when Article 370 was in existence, always state legislative assemblies' permission had to be taken before doing any developmental activity there. It will be a repeat of that. We saw from 1947 to literally till maybe 2016, 19, etc., 2019 or 18. When Article 370 was in existence, there was barely any infrastructural development in Jammu and Kashmir region. Yeah, extension to schedule areas. That is what I meant. Panchayat extend to schedule areas. So, now when you say, bring back this whole region into 6th schedule, then what happens? It will be going back again. It will be going back again, redoing, undoing whatever we have done till now. And one region you give away 6th schedule protection, don't you think other regions also a similar movement can start? Similar demands can arise. That is the reason why now government is dilly-dallying. Even though government initially through 3 ministries had basically promised a 6th schedule, etc. But going by the current scenario, especially after Pahalgam attack, government is rethinking its old policies in the whole Jammu and Kashmir region. Rethinking or reworking on its policies. It wants to enhance the security there. It wants to enhance the infrastructure there so that if it is required, our troops can be mobilized there at the earliest. What else the government is doing? Government, obviously, to honor its commitments, government has basically decided, had basically announced 85% job quota for domiciles, that is people who are staying there. Hoti and Purgi has been recognized as official language. 1/3 seats for women in councils. On top of it, 1 minute. Government claims that LAHDC Act and UT funds suffice. That means enough amount of funds has been provided already to the Ladakh Council as well as through the Union Territory funds. Funds are getting released. It is just that government does not want to give away the ownership or the control of the land and the resources completely with the Ladakhi people there. Central government wants to keep what? The control over it. Owing to obviously security reasons. That is the main point here. ST quota has been expanded from 45 to 84%. 1,800 posts have been created. The LAB and KDA continue to demand statehood plus 6th schedule. In Ladakh, the unemployment is at 26.5%. Isn't it really worse than we saw in Nepal? It is worst. No doubt about it. And the reason again is that what else is there in that region? See, when you talk about these two places, Jammu and Kashmir as well as Ladakhi region, why is it that you're having high level of unemployment there? Because local jobs are missing in both these places. Local jobs are not there. Kargil, it's an agency, from the region Kargil, like an association, like development agency, not agency, representation of the people of Kargil there. Not only 5th schedule areas, wherever you have tribal population, there generally PESA comes into application. The 6th schedule, like 6th schedule protection, when you say PESA applies to those regions also. Got the point here. It ultimately simply means Gram Sabha will have the complete control. So one section of Ladakhis, they are telling they don't want tourists to come here. They don't want anybody to come here. So if nobody comes over here, no development happens over here, then obviously there will be no local jobs. Simple. Done, people. Any other queries? See, come on now. Ladakh alone is not experiencing inflation. Understand here. Ladakh is part of India. To understand that very, very clearly. Yes, if at all locally price rise is happening, it is again because of this connectivity issue. Ladakh, other than whenever you think about Ladakh, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? The only thing that comes to your mind is, okay, a pristine location is there. It is very nice, nice views, nice locale. Other than that, you don't have people going there for any other reason other than tourism. But if you want to develop it again, what is the only solution available to it? The only solution available to it is what? You have to develop it. All right. Moving on. Now the next topic here in question is Article 19. What way forward we can write here? Way forward, you'll have to wait. You will have to wait until this whole thing comes out. Because giving 6th schedule so easily won't be at all easy here. Understand that. Because it would have been possible had here Pahalgam attack not taken place. Maybe then this would have been still possible. But after Pahalgam attack, government is literally redrawing its thought process. Government has increased the presence of defense personnel here. Same thing applies for Ladakh also. So when you are having two very dangerous neighbors on the outskirts, you cannot actually leave away, give that many, what is it? I wouldn't say freedom, but decision making powers, you cannot just leave it to the people there. Because country's defense ultimately comes to central government. They have councils already. Pratmesh, they already have their councils there. Understand that. Councils are already there. This KDA, LAHDC Councils Act it is. That is again Ladakhi Area Hill Development Council Act, if I remember it right. I mean, the name is a little big. That is why I'm not able to recall it now. LAHDC Act, they have their councils. They have their councils to protect their culture, everything. The councils are already existing. Over and beyond that, they are demanding for statehood and sixth schedule. All right. Article 19 now. Now, Article 19 basically, again, very simple point here. Article 19, one constant topic that will come in news is what? Freedom of speech and expression. So there are two acts. No, sorry, one act only, but two sections of the IT Act. One is Section 69 and the other is Section 79. Section 69 is there, Section 79 is there. Now, what are these two sections? Section 69 basically says, let us say now I posted a comment. So here in YouTube. In YouTube now somebody actually posts some comment. Okay. That comment can be removed. Place a request and the comment can be removed, or place the content, it can be removed. But then while removing it, to remove it, there is a certain procedure is there. A procedure is involved. It is not so easy. From secretary level or something, the request should come. Then a committee will be there. In front of the committee, if they are removing my content or my comment, I can go and present my side of the case. All that is possible. That is Section 69. But in Section 79, there is another provision. What is that provision now? Section 79 basically talks about legal immunity, or what is actually called as safe harbor. What is harbor? Harbor is a place where you park a ship. Safe harbor means you are very, very safe. Means what? So in YouTube, actually, let us say you posted a video. You posted a video where in YouTube. Akash. Okay, let us say Akash posted it. A video in YouTube. This video was shared to multiple accounts. Multiple people have started watching it. And this video has the potential to create a riot-like situation. Now, government has one option. Basically, somehow find Akash and tell him, remove the content and all that. That is one option. But Akash, let us say he's sitting somewhere abroad. And maybe we don't even know whether Akash is a real person. Maybe he's a guy from Pakistan or China. We don't know. So what is the only other option available to the government? Government will place a request through the Sahyog portal. Through the Sahyog portal, government will place a request to YouTube asking them, remove this content within the next 48 hours or 24 hours, whatever. A timeline will be given. Within that, you should remove the content. If YouTube removes the content, as soon as a request is placed to the Sahyog portal, then YouTube will not be punished. YouTube will not be punished for posting such a content. That is the point here. I repeat, Section 69 means what? If a content needs to be removed, there is a procedure for it. There is a procedure. Secretary level, it should come. Then a committee. All that is there. Not easy. But Section 79 simply means what? It provides legal immunity to what? To social media intermediaries. Social media intermediaries. And these social media intermediaries, who are these intermediaries? Facebook, Insta, Telegram, YouTube, etc., etc., etc. So when I ask you, the government asks you, remove the content through the Sahyog portal, that content will be removed simultaneously from all the platforms. All the platforms, it should get removed. That is the one advantage. So the portal, when I make a request, if wherever this video is there, it should be pulled out. All right. If the social media intermediaries don't pull it out, even after government told them, then legal action can be taken against the social media platforms. That is the logic behind this. So finally, what happened? Finally, X Corp versus Union of India, Sahyog Portal Case 2025. X Corp is nothing but our former Twitter owned by Elon Musk. They filed a petition in the High Court telling that, see, listen, this is a violation of Article 19, freedom of speech and expression. You are violating my fundamental right. Now what is it? High Court rejected the X Corp's plea. Court basically said, social media cannot be left in anarchic freedom. Liberty is yoked with responsibility. Liberty, yes, everywhere, Yashasvi. Liberty is covered with responsibility. Freedom comes with responsibility. Next, Sahyog Portal automates takedown requests across 38 platforms. Automatic it is. It comes under the Ministry of Home Affairs, managed by the I4C, Indian Cyber Crime Coordination Center. See, legal action will be taken against YouTube if YouTube, after getting a request from the portal, doesn't remove the content. Then YouTube will not get any legal immunity or safeguard. Getting the point here? X's arguments. Portal bypasses Section 69A safeguards. Parallel censorship. That is what X has told. Okay, X's argument we need not follow because that is irrelevant for us. In any case, when the verdict comes, the final outcome of the Supreme Court or a High Court judgment comes, only that verdict is important. Government defense is that safe harbor is statutory. Portal ensures quick action. And Article 19 applies only to citizens. This has been re-verified even by the High Court. Article 19, that is protection of fundamental rights. When you talk about Article 19, it is only available to whom? Citizens. 1 minute. Article 19 is available only to citizens, not foreigners. And what are the other articles that are not available to foreigners? Article 15, Article 16, obviously Article 19 also not available, Article 29 and Article 30. These fundamental rights are not available to citizens. Should I compile it with PW magazine? You can compile, not a problem. All right. They can also ban the app in the country. No, Sakshi, not banning. Banning will only happen if you do something of that nature. We have a thing called as in judiciary called the test of proportionality. Weightage of the crime, proportion to that only the punishment should be. That is the one of the principle on which the Indian criminal justice system is based on. Okay. So, court basically ruled that Article 19 is available, protection is available only for citizens, not for foreigners and foreign corporations. Because ultimately, what is X? X is nothing but a company owned by Elon Musk. Got the point here? 32 also, correct. Right to constitutional remedy. Chalo, that also I will throw it in. But Article 32, in some matters it is there. For example, Yashasvi, I will not put Article 32 there for one reason. Under Article 32, you have writs there. So, under Article 32, I can actually file. If a foreigner, let us say I have a foreign girlfriend, she is missing or she is arrested by the police illegally, then I can file a habeas corpus petition in the High Court under Article 226 through Article 226 to basically ask the court to direct the police to produce my girlfriend in the court. That is there. So Article 32 will not come. Habeas corpus writ petition, that is available. Getting the point here. High Court verdict, petition has been dismissed. Shreya Singhal based on outdated rules. Strengthens executive control, raises selective enforcement risks. Goes without saying, what does it mean? This only means government gets control over social media. Government gets control over social media. Any content that the government finds to be like not correct or which they feel is against them, they can remove it. Then what about right to freedom of speech and expression, right to information? Right to information comes under Article 21. Right to freedom of speech and expression comes under Article 19. What about all of that? Well, national security comes much, much above fundamental rights. Please keep this in mind. Purposefully in your interview board, especially UPSC interview board, they will ask questions like, but isn't it not violation of Article 19? Isn't it not a violation of Article 21? They purposefully ask such questions only to see whether you have an activist inside you. Straight away quote this one line here, national security stands above fundamental rights. And I am not saying this, even the Supreme Court told this. Supreme Court basically gave an earlier direction with regard to Pegasus. What is Pegasus? Pegasus is nothing but a program made by Israel to spy WhatsApp. To spy on WhatsApp, this program was made. And apparently there was an allegation that government is using Pegasus software to actually spy the WhatsApp conversations of people who are not so happy with the government. Basically media people, certain opposition leaders, etc. Case went all the way to Supreme Court. And guess what the Supreme Court told? Very recently, Supreme Court basically made a ruling that what is wrong in using Pegasus for national security? There is nothing wrong. This is what the court also ruled. So the moment you quote a Supreme Court guideline or if you quote something which is based on a Supreme Court judgment, panelists also will stop nagging you with that topic and they'll move on to the next topic. Definitely, Article 21 is there available for, citizens' right? Sorry, foreigners' right? Right to life. Right to life and personal liberty even citizens enjoy. And you cannot randomly arrest somebody. Without any proper case, without any proper reason, you cannot arrest them. Mock interview based on data and real interview, does it happen? Anil, no. Real interview, as far as I have inquired with my friends also, they will always... See, if I want to know the data, mains is there. Prelims is there. I want to know about your personality. I just want to know if I give an order to you, will you go do it or not? How do I get to know? I ask issue-based questions. So when issue-based question comes only, I'll get to know what is there inside your head. So one of my friend again, he had gone to the interview. For every question, he was answering neutrally. Neutrally, he was answering. Neither supporting the government, nor supporting Supreme Court judgment, nothing. The chairman came to that point where finally said, okay, leave everything. Answer, what is your take on Naxalism? One straight away question. And apparently he was a guy in the military or in the police or something. The UPSC chairman, sorry. For that also, he said some random answer. Random answer means Naxalism, it's a threat to our country, but it is again, people's aspirations. People have aspirations, so sometimes, they take up violence. Again, he tried to balance the boat. The chairman literally told, okay, I'm done. You guys can carry on. If you want to ask anything, you can ask. And he walked out of the room. Get it very clear in your head. Nobody wants an activist in the service. Anybody who is having a strong activist tendency, oh, this is not right, that is not right, trust me, you will never see them in a government job. Let alone in UPSC. Got the point? Your job is basically to follow orders. Quote Supreme Court, quote the current judgments, end of the story. Clear? Public Accounts Committee. Now, Public Accounts Committee is one of the most important committees in the Parliament. Why it is the most important committee? Because this is one committee that actually scrutinizes CAG reports. CAG report. What do you mean by CAG? Comptroller Auditor General. What do? They actually check all the money that is spent by the government. Whatever money came in, whatever money spent, is it correct or wrong? That is what is done. Clear? Just a minute, people. Yeah, all right. So, do YouTube can verify or just act according to advisory? I don't think YouTube is going to do any verification here. YouTube, because it is a government order, will straight away take it out. Otherwise, they'll have to pay a hefty fine. Getting the point here. Neeladri Nandi. See, I would say government interest, more than government interest, national interest. So one of my friend, again, another question was asked, what is your opinion on Rajinikanth's entry into politics? Now, because my friend was from Tamil Nadu and obviously a fan of Rajinikanth, he didn't answer it in a proper way. He knew that he shouldn't say supporting Rajinikanth only, because then that much sense he had. But what to say, he didn't know. So again, you may also get a question tomorrow. People who are watching this, Tamil Nadu students, maybe getting a question. What is your opinion about entry of Vijay into politics? You may get a question. Your answer should be what? As per Article 19, everybody has the freedom of association. Even Mr. Vijay has every right, as per the constitution, to start his own political party and contest the elections. And even once he wins the election, to become part of any governmental chair. That option is there. But Mr. Vijay, which would be my recommendation, that Mr. Vijay should start out only as an MLA first, not straight away as a chief minister. Because if he becomes a chief minister, nothing wrong. He can be the chief minister. But the problem will be, in case something happens to him in the future, then there will be a political vacuum in the state. For example, when Jayalalitha passed away, she did not have a political successor, as a result of which there was almost a 2-month administrative vacuum in the state. I was there in Tamil Nadu when that whole thing was happening. And when I was interacting with the police officers, government officers, they were telling, no work is happening. Nothing is happening because all decisions used to be taken by Jayalalitha. Without her final approval, not a thing will move in Tamil Nadu. And where is she? She was admitted in the hospital. Got the point here? So this is how you will present your case. Getting the point? This is how you will present it. So that way what you're trying to show is, yes, I am from the state of Tamil Nadu, but I think about the country first. At least you should be able to fake it there. Got the point here? Now my friend, again, this guy, he had 185 marks in his earlier interview. This was a second interview. For that one question on Rajinikanth, crashed down. It came down to 145. Get the point here? That is the beauty of UPSC. Just because last prelims you cleared, last mains you cleared, last interview you had high marks, doesn't mean the next interview you will do well. It depends upon the board. It depends upon the nature of questions that they will ask you. That is why I am telling you, quote it. Don't be an activist. Quote Supreme Court. Quote the Constitution. Don't be an activist. Keep a pan-Indian attitude. See, when you become an MP, no, MLA especially, when you are an MLA, what will happen is, you will create a system now, correct? A system or a hierarchy will be created where chief minister will be there, then there will be other ministers under him. So, you can create a system now. That is why a person, if not Vijay, if Vijay is stepping aside and telling, no, I won't be the chief minister, let somebody more capable, maybe an ex-bureaucrat or an ex-judge who is part of his party, let them become the chief minister, means he has created what? Merit as the criteria to become the chief minister. Merit, not popularity. So even if Vijay is not there, this chief minister is not there tomorrow. We are not Chiranjeevis. We will all die one day. They are not there. The party will continue to exist. Otherwise, the same thing will happen what happened to Jayalalitha's party. That is, after her demise, AIDMK is no more there. It's almost finished. Rakesh Alladi, again, it will depend on the nature of the question. We will see. You clear the prelims, you clear the mains and come. I will tell you what to do. PAC Chair KC Venugopal reviewed the EPCG scheme, Export Promotion Capital Goods. So, Export Promotion Capital Goods scheme. What is this scheme about? Export Promotion Capital Goods. What does this mean? It simply means for manufacturing. If I am importing technology, if I am importing technology for manufacturing purpose, all right, I'm importing it to what? To boost manufacturing. Manufacturing will increase if I import a certain technology. For that technology, whatever I'm importing, there will be a duty waiver. That means I need not pay high level duty and all. If I am importing a certain machine or a technology which will help in improving my manufacturing, and through improving my manufacturing, what I can do? I can actually increase my exports. This is the logic behind the scheme. What did the Public Accounts Committee find out? Public Accounts Committee found out that 42,714 crore customs revenue foregone. That means more than rupees 40,000 crore. Always keep a round figure. More than 40,000 crore has been let go. Sarah, you're not understanding the point. Popularity of Modi is not because that Modi was an actor. Mr. Vajpayee was not an actor. Vajpayee worked up through the organization, became the Prime Minister. Even finally, in the later days also, when there was a collision course between Modi or Advani, both of them were called for a meeting. Both of them delivered a speech. Speech delivered by Modi led to a higher approval rating, as a result of which everybody, the members of the party, agreed, yes, Modi will be our prime ministerial candidate, the face of 2014. That was the reason. Tomorrow, if Modi is not there, do you think BJP as a party will collapse? Do you think so? No. They already have it decided. They already have it decided next 10 years who it should be, next 20 years who it should be. Vijaykanth passed away. Vijaykanth had started a party in Tamil Nadu. Do you people even know the name of the party? Jayalalitha's party, where is it today? Similar fate shouldn't come to TVK. Vijay will win. There is a 99% chance that he is going to win the Tamil Nadu state elections. But the problem is, if Vijay is not there also, the party should keep functioning. That is the issue. From financial year 2018-19 to 2020-21, over a 2-year period. There is no clear evidence of manufacturing or job benefits. All right. Okay, 1 minute. This is a slight, just give me a minute here. This is actually for another article, not meant to be put here. Here, this much is enough. It has directed the Ministry of Commerce and Industry to create outcome-based metrics. That means outcome-based metrics means because this revenue was foregone, it did actually lead to an increase in the exports. Now show it. Got the point? Not zero duty. Okay. Not zero duty, slight, very less import duty. Whether this example comes under capital investment. Yes, it is an example of capital investment. Buying machineries, technology, these are all capital investments. Machinery, technology you are buying, capital investment. Machine you are buying, that is not capital investment. Rafale jet I am buying, that is not capital investment. Technology used in Rafale I am buying, that is capital investment. One skill of PM tell. What skill you want me to tell? Which politician has which skill here? I told you, literate state of Kerala defeated E. Sridharan, Metro Man of India, when he stood for election. Literate, even the next highest literacy, Tamil Nadu, defeated Mr. Annamalai IPS, an IPS officer, because he was from BJP party. If you're talking about skill, these two people should have won. Got the point? So in India, it is not about skill. It is about aura. What you're able to create, how you're speaking, how you're able to take people in your hand, what impresses the people. It is not about objective fact. We ourselves take decisions based on what? Religion and caste. So when we are this sort of people, how are you expecting the politicians to be of quality? Forget Mr. Narendra Modi's quality. Almost close to 50% MPs are having criminal background in parliament. 33% of MLAs in the country have serious criminal charges against them, including rape, murder, kidnapping, extortion, etc. Then, got the point? There is no point in actually telling that this person is bad, this person is good. Ultimately, everything is mathematics. Understand that very, very clearly. AFSPA. Now, this is one article which will keep popping in the paper. This topic is very important for you from your GS paper 3 perspective. Internal security, you will get it. AFSPA simply means what? AFSPA can be declared by the central government. It can also be declared by the governor. Governor means you must understand it will be as per the recommendations of Chief Minister and Council of Ministers. And once it is declared, then what? If I am a soldier standing there, I can use any amount of force against any potential threat. That means, let us say I did not. Armed Forces Special Powers Act. This is the closest thing to a martial law. Potential threat. Potential threat means, let us say now, Karthikeyan. What is it? I didn't like his face. I'm standing there and I shot him. I can always say that I thought Karthikeyan was a insurgent, he was a Naxal, or a terrorist. I can say that. Will action be taken against me? Won't be easy. Won't be easy because you will have to place a request to the central government. Then central government should give approval. Only then a criminal proceeding can be initiated against me. Otherwise, no. I can search. I can seize any property. I can open fire, even if it means to kill anybody. All these powers. Normally, cops, etc. will require what? They will require an arrest warrant, or they'll need a judicial permission, etc. Here, nothing. Nothing at all. So, AFSPA will keep popping in the news every now and then. It'll keep telling, okay, now AFSPA has been reintroduced in these areas. Now, AFSPA has been reintroduced in few of the districts in Manipur. Northeast and J&K districts, it has been put up. CRPF remains lead agency in left-wing extremism areas. Left-wing extremism affected districts have been down from 126 to 18. 15 still are there in Chhattisgarh. Indicates major internal security improvement, though isolated incidents persist. So AFSPA is generally used where? Generally used wherever you have issues. So in some places, etc., Naxalism, for example, by the time you people, some of you who will give your attempt in 28, 29 and all, Naxalism will no more come as a topic because it is about to get over. The same thing, AFSPA also selectively now it is imposed. Selectively means not necessary that either it can be put in a whole state or within a district in the state or even a sub part of the district. Small area I can do it. Plenty of cases are there. AFSPA, see, let me tell you, AFSPA, what if it misuses? Even if you talk about two provisions here, NSA we discussed, National Security Act and AFSPA. Both are actually from British legacy. NSA, at least, initially it was called MISA. I'm not sure. MISA it was called. MISA. Maintenance of Internal Security Act. Later, it was taken out, etc. But in 1980, it came back in full force as NSA. AFSPA is there as AFSPA since a very long time. Now, you must understand here, subsequent governments, be it Congress, be it BJP, and Supreme Court, both of them have not bothered to touch these acts. Because yes, misuse is there. Even in the case of NSA, misuse was there. Misuse was there in the sense that they arrested a few people under NSA, kept them in jail for a very long time. Very long time. In Madhya Pradesh, when Congress was ruling, NSA was used. Very recently only. NSA was used actually to, arrest people who are actually in the business of selling cow meat. You're killing a cow, you're selling its meat. How is it such a big internal security issue? Madhya Pradesh government arrested those people and imposed NSA on them. Similar cases with AFSPA. Plenty of cases are there where military officers have misused AFSPA for promotion, letter of recommendation, award, reward, everything. But even after that, why is it that subsequent governments or Supreme Court has not bothered to touch this? Why? Because advantages outweigh the misuse. Yes, MISA was repealed in 1978. Advantages outweigh the misuse. Misuse is like one or two cases that will keep popping up. But advantage, if you see, it is huge. That is the reason why both these acts have stood the test of time. Simple. 1980 to 2025, 45 years. Congress has ruled, BJP has ruled, UPA is there, NDA is there. Did anyone bother to change it? AFSPA, in the 50s, it is there. Did anybody bother to change it? Did Supreme Court bother to change it? When subsequent elected governments did not change, judiciary did not change, who are we to question it? Who are we to question it? Mishti will have to wait till the court comes with a verdict. Goes without saying. We'll have to wait till court comes with a verdict. We can only go by what the court says. Nothing else. The petitions or the cases registered against him, when I read it, it is not easy cases to come out of. So anything can happen here. Seizing any property, this is not fair, sir. Anjali, everything is not fair when we are sitting on this side of the fence. Once you wear the vardi, once you wear the uniform, you enter into the field, opinions will change. All right. Shipbuilding. Very small article. Only two things to note down. One is, government has announced us almost a 70,000 crore shipbuilding package, which replaces the 2015 package, which ends in March 26. Idea is to expand merchant shipping capacity to 4.5 million gigatons. All right. But what is the performance in our country? Only 6 small merchant ships has been built in the last decade. Merchant ship, when you say, it simply means private ships. So private ships built in India in the last 10 years is just 6. Just 6. 10 years, 6. Why? We don't have crane. We don't have the technology. We don't even have the proper infrastructure to build things. So shipbuilding in India is pathetic. Getting the point here? How has its implementation affected civil-military relations in India? It has not affected much. Insurgency, even if it is to fight insurgency, the Khalistani issue in Punjab, or the insurgency in Jammu and Kashmir, or even in Northeast, what has helped to control this is the freedom given to our armed forces. Understand again, armed forces has to think twice or thrice before opening fire. For a terrorist, he doesn't think anything. All he has to say is, he's an Indian. He's wearing Indian Army's uniform. I'm going to shoot him. He will kill you. Army officer has to take a call. Okay, is that a terrorist? Not a terrorist? What is he? Something is there in his hand. What is it? What is it? That is the situation there. Getting the point here. It is not at all easy. Please revisit the video, brother. Other than that, I cannot help you right now because too many topics are there to be covered. Korea, Japan, China use prefabrication and 1,000-ton cranes. 1,000-ton. You know what is a 1,000-ton crane? A crane that is able to lift 1,000 tons. And it will come at a very big height. Very big height means at least 20, 30 floor building, you imagine. At that building's height, you will have this crane. Getting the point? And prefabrication means what? In an industry, inside a factory, I will make small parts of the ship. Then I will bring it in a truck. Then assemble it in the main yard. So when I'm doing it part by part, what happens? I can manufacture ships in great number of time. Getting the point here? No time period, etc. It all depends upon the security situation. No specific time period as such. Today it is just like, oh, the situation is not right. Put AFSPA. Hey, situation is improving. Remove AFSPA. Like that it is. So turnaround time, for example, in China, Korea, Japan, China, it just takes 3 to 4 months to manufacture a vessel. In India, it is 2 to 3 years. All right. Can the ballistic missile be used in spite of the AFSPA Act? Niladri Nandi. Ballistic missile you use, you know when? When you want to destroy a country. That is when you use a ballistic missile. When you want to destroy an entire city. I'm not even talking about nuclear bomb here. A ballistic missile will have enough of firepower where you will use it against another country. You don't use ballistic missile in your own country. Inside the country, who will launch a missile? That is why you are having armed forces. All right? No, Karthikeyan, we don't have. Higher Act 2025 and H1B increase. This Higher Act 2025, if you actually see, it is a proposed act. It has not yet come. Please understand that. What is this act about? This act is basically, it talks about levying 25% excise tax on payments to foreign service providers, which are non-deductible for US tax purposes. Means what? It simply means, let us say a US company. There is a US company. It is giving a project. To whom? Tata Consultancy Services. Let us say the project is worth $100 million. Project they are giving to TCS, a new project. So this US company, okay, let us call it Microsoft only. Okay. Microsoft is giving a project worth $100 million to TCS. Why are they giving it? They are giving it because Indians are cheap labor. Cheap labor is available in India. That is the only reason. So they give it there. Now what will happen? Microsoft, as per Higher Act, Microsoft will have to pay US government $25 million as tax. $25 million. They will have to pay. And it is non-deductible. Every time you hire foreigners or you give the work to foreigners, that is, you are staying in USA, but you are giving the work to foreigners, or you are hiring foreigners to do the work, you'll keep paying 25% of the project cost. So what will happen? Automatically, if this act comes into picture, what will happen? IT sector will be hit. IT sector in India will be hit because nobody will then give work to India. Employment will go down. It can even affect the economic sector. If it comes, this is only a suggestion so far that they may bring it, but no guarantee that they will bring it as it is. Suggestion it is. Got the point? Second one is what? The H1B visa. Anybody who is applying for the visa now will have to pay how much? $100,000, making it very difficult to actually go to the USA. Now, what is the US? So we know it won't be easy to go to USA under the H1B visa. But what is the reality in USA? Let us try to understand that. If US ditches India completely, US is telling no, Modi did not suggest my name for Nobel Peace Prize. We won't do any business with India henceforth. Let us think of it like that, because it is moving in that direction. Let us say Higher Act also comes into picture. Now what will happen? Number one, students going to USA will decline. Because now it has been made very difficult to get green card in USA. So students who are going there will go down, correct? This will actually affect the US economy because tuition fees. Indians pay highest tuition fees in USA, not the local American. Where a local American is only paying $3,000 or $2,000 in a year for any course, Indians actually pay anywhere between $15,000 to $25,000 in a year. That much money they pay. Getting the point? So the education sector in USA will crash. First thing. Second thing, cost of IT products, be it for Microsoft, Amazon, Facebook, all this is bound to increase. Getting the picture here? So Trump is actually somebody, he's not just cutting the branch on which he's sitting, he's actually cutting the very tree that is giving him shade. And one of the biggest drawback for USA would be the fact that India will get closer to Russia and China, which is again not going to benefit them at all. Abhishek Ganagi, we are not going to discuss any topic that is directly linked to any religion. Understand it very, very clearly. For the simple reason that you are never going to get a question for that in UPSC. Other than creating controversy. Last week also somebody had asked me about Israel-Palestine conflict. No point in talking about it. No point even in discussing it, because it is never going to come as a question in UPSC. Let it come. Then we will talk. As far as I am concerned, society paper, you may get general questions about there is an increased perception that secularism is under threat in our country. What are your views on it? What do you think is the way forward to improve the idea of fraternity in the country? Such general questions you can expect. Specifically targeting one religion or another religion, 99.99% you're not going to get a topic. So stay away from such sensational news which are reported in the media. All right. Article, you can read it later. One, the tariff what has been imposed right now. The tariffs had been imposed, correct? So let us see. H1B visa fee raised to $100,000 effective from 21 September 2025. Applies only to new applicants. Only to new applicants. Very, very important. With waiver for national interest projects. Client costs will go up by 46%. Cost will go up. Because it's a presidential system, Vishaga. Clear? Indian IT firms. Earnings before income tax Will Indian firms earning will go down by 4 to 8%. Margins also will drop by 3 to 7%. Industry size of IT firms, industry size in our country is 260 billion, where 50 to 60% of revenue comes from USA. The IT workforce is 2.5 million, of which 40 to 60% of this 2.5 million is exposed to the US economy. IT BPM sector 30 to 40% can get easily affected. Nearshoring is another option. Nearshoring, Canada, Colombia, Mexico. That means try to bring their companies, if not in India, but as close to USA as possible. That is one option available to the US companies. Keep it very close to the US shores so that they can, stay away from this higher tax. If higher comes into perspective. Clear? No need to make notes, Neha. Revise with daily class notes and monthly magazines later. Where is Neha? Neha, I will tell you what you have to do by the at the end of the wait till the session ends. That is, we will be discussing the mains questions. That time I will tell you what you need to write. Don't take down the notes of current affairs. Instead, practice answer writing. Hold on, Ekta. We will discuss that. Hybrid delivery. Keep offshore for non-US segments. Contract repricing. Keep offshore for non-US segments means whatever is not directly connected to USA. Let us say Microsoft is doing a project for Europe. So that they can give to India. No tax will come. That way. Contract repricing. Move from time and material, outcome-based models. These are all, let me tell you, may happen if higher comes into picture. So far, it is only a proposal. So I would tell you this right now. Go for only for your information. Just understand it. Rely on H1B renewals, intra-US moves, local hiring. Top H1B employers are Amazon, TCS, Microsoft, Meta. Now, what is this with H1B employment? See, one must understand here, H1B is largely used to hire people for jobs that locals don't want or like. There are many jobs. For example, let me tell you, most of the time, the people, our Indians, when they go there, they sit there like, data entry operators. Payment is good, but only data entry. Why? Because a normal US citizen will not do that job. You'll be like, hey, what sort of job is that? So boring. That is what he's going to say. But Indians are like, I'm in USA. Oh my God, I got this job. They are very happy. Got the point here. Another thing, again, the H1B visa is again used by the medical professionals. So by denying this, what is going to happen is, by making H1B costly, what is going to happen is, health sector of USA also will get affected. But America is supporting the India in Indo-Pakistan war. Hafi Muhammad, I didn't understand your question. We'll deal with that, David KR. All right. US tariffs on pharmaceuticals. So Trump is not just mad against India, Trump is mad against almost every country. Correct, Yashasvi? Trump has placed a 100% tariff on branded and patented medicines effective 1st October 2025. This will again make what? Insurance. Health insurance costly. Medical expense costly. In USA. Because medicines, if you increase the price, automatically everything will become, everything will become very costly again. Harshit Chahal, you must understand one thing. Indian education system is such that a lot of courses are not actually having any value in India. Here in India, there are only 4 courses that are considered, or 4 career options that are considered as career: engineer, doctor, government job, chartered accountant. Anything other than that, you're not actually valued, or you are not actually appreciated. So when you say, brain drain will stop, quality brains will be here, understand one thing: you will have more people applying for government jobs. That is what is going to happen. With every uncertainty that is happening in Europe and USA, more and more people will come back to what? Come back to government job. People will prefer security over exploring. Clear? India's position: generics exempted. That is, the generic medicines what India is selling, that will be exempted. So what else is India doing to deal with this Trump's nonsense? India is negotiating free trade agreement with United Kingdom and the European Free Trade Association countries, that is Iceland, Liechtenstein, Norway and Switzerland. The proposed India EFTA deal includes an investment pledge of 100 billion over 50 years and a potential 1 million new jobs. New processing hubs have been opened in Visakhapatnam, Kochi and Veraval, and expansion into Russian and Middle Eastern markets. Foreign portfolio investment and domestic investors, which we have already discussed earlier also. What this simply means is FPIs are decreasing. That means foreigners investing in Indian share market is going down. FPI means foreign portfolio investment or foreign institutional investment. I am sitting in USA. I know Indian economy is growing. I don't know about Ambani, Adani, nothing I know. But I want to invest. So what will I do? I'll contact a bank in USA. I'll tell them I want to invest in the share market in India. They will contact a bank or a financial institution in India. Through them, money will come into India or investment will happen. That means Canada, Mexico. Then you have dollars will be coming into India. Dollars are coming in as FII or FPI, or if it is coming because of increase in our exports, or it is because of the people who are staying abroad, they are sending money home. You call it remittances. Anything where dollar is coming in, or even if we borrowed a loan, took a loan from World Bank or IMF, anything where dollar is coming in or a foreign currency is coming in, what will happen? Rupee value will appreciate. But similarly, if dollars are going back, instead of FII, FPI inflow, there is an outflow. Instead of export, you are having import. Import is increasing. Or remittances, fine. Remittances is going down, decreasing. Not loan exactly, but you are paying interest for the money borrowed. In all these cases, whatever I have marked in red, what will happen? Rupee value will go down. Because Shaif, there is no guarantee that this entire thing will be, all the topics, almost 93 slides are there. Not all the topics will be covered, number one. As you can clearly see, some topics are missing in it. Number two, question discussion, which is there at the end of the session, that also won't be there for the YouTube, for the free YouTubers. Understand that. Plus on top of it, we have a closed group where already you are in contact with me directly. So if you contact me there directly, you will be able to clear your doubts, etc. We will be bringing in other features also pretty soon. It is just that my classes are a little on the higher side. Once that is sorted out, we will be engaging even more better than what you have right now. So don't worry. What response you want? Chess by noob. No. Indian family is like that. What to do? And you people have got the PDF also of the 2 classes, 3 classes rather. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Monday and Friday we took weekly. Wednesday we took the May month. Are you able to see May month's backlogs here? Are you able to see that? No, right? And is this the material that I have shared with you? There it is a little more elaborated explanation is there. Here I am only giving the gist of the news. That is a weekly current affairs session means gist of what has happened. Where we will try to explain the main concepts. Alright. The peer group what we are talking about is the group that has been created for comprehensive current affairs batch. Where I am part of it. Comprehensive current affairs batch. The paid batch. Where we have now a family of more than 250 plus students. And I am a part of it. That is the group we are talking about. Titan Pinnacle batch who are attending this class, I know only those of you who have taken the course will be a member. Not everybody. Got it? Discount, please understand, it is not in my hands. If I had means, I would have given discount for everybody. Understand it. So here you have the datas for it. So I have told you what is the impact, what will happen if dollars come in less and dollars go out more. So what is happening in India is FII outflow is increasing. That means more and more foreign players are withdrawing their investment in Indian market. Students are talking about creating a peer group other than our main group. My request to all the ladies out there, both YouTube as well as to the ladies of Pinnacle, Titan and even CCA, don't join. You have no idea about the number of chichoras that are out there. The moment you join such a group, you'll start getting messages. Hi कहने में क्या दिक्कत है तुझे? नहीं बोल सकते क्या? इतने घमंड क्यों हैं? जरूर बदसूरत होंगे. Ha 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 ha. Laughing smiley. This you can expect. Official group के अलावा, don't ever think about joining any other group. It will be a wastage of time and your mental peace. Clear? So when FII outflow is increasing, that is more and more people are taking money out of the share market and stock market and they are going away. So normally what will we expect? Our expectation should be the share market should crash. Correct? Share market will crash in no time. But then why has it not crashed? That is the $1 million question here. The reason why it has not crashed is, agreed, FII is going. But interestingly enough, DII is increasing. What is DII? Domestic institutional investors. That is in every month if you see, more and more people, more and more Indians are actually now what? Entering into the share market. They are investing in mutual funds. They are investing in small investment plans. They are increasing it. Even after all this increase, you won't believe, currently only 6% of Indian households are exposed to, are having mutual funds in share market. Just 6%. Still, what are they investing in? FD, insurance. That means, even if this becomes 30%, 40%, India will be a thriving economy. I am telling you, that is even the current generation, 13, 14-year-old, you start a company, you put it public. You are running something profitably, you go public. That is, you sell the shares to the public. What will happen? You will end up minting money. 145 crore people are there in this country. Like I told you, 1 rupee profit also if you keep and you're able to sell your product to 145 crore people, your profit is what? 145 crore. That is the beauty of this country. So I am telling you, the future you will see that more and more entrepreneurs will come, more and more startups will come, more and more apps will come, where India-based, India-oriented. Best example I will tell you for that. Astro Talk. You give your date of birth, you give your time, it will tell your astrology. And they are minting money already. Minting money. Getting the point here. That is something very simple. I will tell your future, whatever. You should look at the number of people who have downloaded it and are using it. That is the reality today. That is the smallest thing. You are able to make a business out of it. Make an app, then go public, sell the shares. You are a crorepati. All right. How share market will crash? Share market will crash when massively people withdraw their investment. Share market crash will occur when you have massive withdrawals. The withdrawals, again, I will just give you the hint of the data so that you understand it better. FPI share is currently only at 17.3%. Domestic mutual fund stands at 10.3%, which is a record high. I know many of you might be wondering. See, understand, currently FPI is only at 17.3, which is actually a 13.5-year low, the lowest value in 13.5 years. That means we are talking about almost like UP era. And what is domestic mutual funds? Just 10.3. In other words, 10.3 is somehow balancing 17.3% of foreign funds. Even if these foreign funds go out, nothing is going to happen because this is constantly what? Increasing. That is constantly increasing. True. State finances and fiscal health. In state finances, only one thing to main point to notice UP. Revenue surplus it has become by 37,000 crore, which is 2 times that of Gujarat. Internal receipts, if you see, Maharashtra 70%, Arunachal 9%, UP 42%. That is 70% of Maharashtra's income is generated internally within the state. Arunachal is only 9, UP it is 42. Volatile revenue sources. What do you mean by volatile revenue sources? These are revenue sources which you cannot predict. It will keep changing every now and then. There is no guarantee that every time you will get this. Correct? Kerala, lottery is one of the biggest contributors, 12,000 crore. Odisha, 90% non-tax income from mining royalties. So Kerala's comes from lottery sales. Odisha's 90% of non-tax income comes from mining royalties. What is mining royalties? After doing mining, extracting whichever metal or non-metal, once I sell it, I get a profit. On that profit, a percentage has to be paid to the Odisha government. That is royalty. Telangana, land sales of 9,800 crore. Volatility. Lotteries depend on sales, correct? 22-23, Kerala was able to sell tickets worth 12,000 crore. Not necessary that every year they'll be able to sell lottery ticket. Okay, by the way, for those of you who are confused, Kerala government actually has a lottery ticket scheme. Lottery tickets they sell. That is used to generate revenue for the government. Alright. Lotteries depend on sales. Royalties on commodity prices. Commodity prices means if the metal's price is very high, royalty also will be high. No, Kerala government is running it. Alright. इसका परसेंटेज है सबसे लोएस्ट. Here internal receipts सबसे lowest अरुणाचल प्रदेश का है. In terms of receipts, if you are talking about revenue receipts, 3 states which are doing well, one is UP, the other is Maharashtra, Gujarat. These are the few states. Borrowings and liabilities, when you talk about borrowings of the states increased during pandemic. Borrowings have increased for Andhra Pradesh, Rajasthan, Telangana. It has decreased for Karnataka, Kerala and Maharashtra. It has reduced even further for Odisha, UP, and Tripura. States spent more on union. States spend greater than union on health and welfare. Lottery is legal. In Kerala, it is legal. Run by the government. It is not private lottery. It is run by the government of Kerala. How has UP earned surplus? Two things. Very good tax collection. The tax collection system, what they have, even it is for GST, all that has been good. Number two, transfers from the center. See, understand one thing. The news can be very, very, very deceptive because internal receipt, how much is it for UP? 42%. What does it mean? 42% whatever UP got, of revenue, whatever UP has, that is from within the state. Remaining 58% is what? Transfer from center. All right. Women in agriculture and labor force participation. So what do you mean by women in agriculture? Data again. Female labor force participation rate 2011-12 it was 31.2%. 17-18 it dropped to 23.3. 23-24 it increased to 41.7. That means labor force participation has gone up. Then agricultural share of women, it again increased to 71.1% to 76.9% in a matter of 5 years. However, in the secondary and tertiary sector, participation of women has declined. That means in the service sector, in the industrial sector, women's participation has gone down. Getting the point here? Growth driven by low paid or unpaid work, not formal jobs. That means women more women are now entering into the workforce. Good news. But sad news is they are entering into low paid or unpaid work. In rural roles also, if you see, domestic duties have dropped by minus 22 points. They have ended up, but then what has happened? Helpers in family enterprises has gone up from 9.1% to 19.6%. What do you mean by family enterprises? That is, you are helping your family in business or you are helping your family in farming, but you're not getting 1 rupee paid. You're the Bahu, Garki Bahu. So Garki Bahu will be contributing, helping with the business or helping with the agriculture, farming, whatever. But 1 rupee is not paid. So female labor force participation has gone up, but it has not led to economic empowerment. Correct, Yogesh? Correct, Ashutosh? Own account workers has gone up again, 14.6%. Own account means people who are self-employed. What has happened is distress employment, not empowerment. That is out of no, koi aur chara nahi hai. There is no other option. So they have gone for what? Distress employment. Real earnings have gone down across self-employed and salaried. Slight increase only for casual labor. Casual labor is almost like your daily wage labor. It is nothing permanent. Today you work, today you have money. Tomorrow you don't work, you won't have money. Agreed. Disguised unemployment is even more different. Disguised unemployment simply means 10 people are working, but that only effectively working is 8. 2 who are standing there, they are disguised unemployed. That means they are not actually contributing anything. Clear? Counting unpaid helpers as employed inflates statistics. Aging population adds scare burden on women in informal jobs. Index of industrial production. Okay, these are straight away prelims related points. IIP shows moderate manufacturing and power-led growth. It is acts as a core sectoral performance indicator. Index of industrial production. My God, this is Asha workers. This is basically to talk about the accredited social health activists. Anurag Sinha, this is basically useful for every exam. Entire week's current affair it is. I am not taking it from from the sky or the space. This is entirely whatever was there in the news. So whichever exam you're talking about, it is going to be useful only because you're supposed to be reading the paper for your preparation. But whether the question will come exactly from this article what I have placed, well, I am not setting the question paper. That's the point. Women enforcement. That's a wrong way of using it. Enforcement is not the right word there. It's distress, poverty, nothing else. Grassroots health workers, ASHA and ASP struggles. Unshakalit three paricharas in Maharashtra who are getting only 3,000 rupees per month. Their current demand is what? They are demanding for 6,000 per month. Government has given them assurance that they will be giving it to them, but nothing has changed so far. So they are basically what? They are basically protesting. Protests are happening in Kolhapur, Nagpur, Ratnagiri and Yavatmal. You can read it. Demographic transition and care economy. Demographic transition and care economy goes on to say only one thing. That is, pretty soon, in another 20 years, 20 to 25% of the population will be old age, with the state of Kerala taking the lead. Southern states already. Southern states will take the lead when it comes to old age population. Southern states will actually have the highest burden of old age population. That trend has already started from the state of Kerala. It will pretty soon pass on to the other states and it will be climbing this way up. Getting the point here? 50 by 20, 50, 20, 60 and all. We will be only having old age people everywhere. We'll be hitting, we won't be seeing the youth and all. There won't be any old people sitting and telling, oh, this youth, they are spoiled. That won't be happening. Youth will be feeling depressed seeing it everywhere old people. That is how it is going to be. Getting the point? Labor charges has been increased in agricultural sector. Labor charges has been increased, but whether the charges actually reach the women is the question. All right. Are Mohit the Hindu, read the Hindu. Main cause unmarriage. Not unmarriage. Women are getting educated. Women getting educated means automatically women starts taking decision. Women will look for certain things in a man. And when she cannot find those things in a man, or if she had a bad experience with a man or within her family, she will basically take the $1 million decision, I don't want to marry. And when they decide not to marry, obviously what will happen? There is no possibility of having children. Or again in our chat section, if you see so many of the ladies are sitting and preparing, there is a very good chance that your marriage also will get slightly delayed because of UPSC preparation, getting into your training, all that. So again, the chances that you will conceive a child and all, even if you conceive a child, it will be one child, two child maximum, not more than that. Absolutely, crime rates will go down. Crime rates will go down. See, that is the reason why Norway, Finland, Sweden, Denmark, all these Scandinavian countries, why is it that you are having very low crime rate there? Youth is not there. Youth is less. Wherever youngsters you will have problems. Why? Where youngsters are there will be unemployment. Where there is unemployment, there will be crime. Simple. Clear? General, if you have a criminal record, you cannot be a government servant. This is again just meant for your understanding. A National Center for Divyang Empowerment. This has been established by CRPF Director General AP Maheshwari, inaugurated in December. 2020 at the CRPF Group Center, Hakimpet in Hyderabad. What is its purpose? It is India's only dedicated facility for rehabilitation, skill training, and empowerment of CAPF, Central Armed Police Force, personnel disabled in the line of duty. So basically, what has happened is, I didn't understand your point here, just by noob. What is the only point here? The only point here is, this is exclusively a center for those people, those Central Armed Police Force who got injured and they lost a limb, they became handicapped because of action, whatever. While dealing with Naxalism or terrorism, they lost their hand, lost their leg or whatever. For them, it is a rehabilitation center. The rest of the article basically talks about what facilities are there. Just know about it. That is enough. Drying Ganga. That is, Ganga is drying up really faster. Thanks to what? Thanks to climate change. All right. Even if an FIR is registered, that simply means you can be accessed, your name can be accessed by any police station in the country. I had said this very earlier, crime and criminal tracking network system. Once an FIR goes up, it gets entered into the system. So a police officer sitting in Guwahati also, in case, in a person sitting in Chennai, on him or her, a case is there. Case is there, yet to go to court. Thanks to our judiciary, nothing will happen on time. So, person who is sitting in Guwahati police station, type in the name, give in the Aadhaar, that FIR will come. That an FIR has been registered against this person. Conviction is not at all needed. Conviction means you have big time trouble. It's big time trouble. No cop, no SP in his rightful mind will ever give clearance for that. All right. Disabled CAPF people. Or, okay, specially abled. Fine. Divyangs. So, you have became handicapped during a operation. On your line of duty, you met with an accident or something where accident or explosion or whatever, maybe a bullet injury also, which made you a Divyang. To rehabilitate those, you have the facility. Still won't be easy, Shaliza. Won't be easy. As far as I know, okay. I'll tell you, not police case, nothing. One of my friend, I'll tell you what blunder he did. Intelligence Bureau. He cleared the exam, cleared the interview, everything he cleared. Police verification, they came. Police verification, they came. They were basically asking, so this is the mother? Okay, mother. This is the father? Okay, father. Okay, you are you. Fine. Who is this female? Ah, that's my sister. Sister, you have a sister? Ah, yes, sir, I have a sister. Then he took out the list and he showed, but in this form which you filled, you have put it, marked it as no sister. Why? So then he froze. What has happened is, one section was there where yes, no, you were supposed to tick. So do you have any kids? Do you have wife? Do you have this? Do you have that? Like that. He was putting no. He did not read a sentence there. Do you have any siblings? For that also he went and marked no. For that one reason, police verification, that is not police verification, it was IB verification basically. Intelligence Bureau rejected him. One of the first quality what an Intelligence Bureau officer needs is what? Read the document carefully. That very quality if you don't have. Getting the point. When I had met him, he said, no, it is still in process. But it was more than 2 or 3 years already. So he never got into it. So understand, filling your form, any criminal past, these are all basically, this can become issue if you do any blunder. You are not out of your job just because of your physical condition. Agreed. Ganga River is a lifeline of North India, supports more than 600 billion people and contributes roughly to 40% of India's GDP. Since 1990, stream flow reduction has been accelerating, marking an unprecedented decline in more than a millennium. The post-1990s drying trend has been 76% more intense than the worst drought recorded in the 16th century. What will you do with such articles? Some of you might be wondering, okay, nothing great here. Okay, Ganga is drying up, climatology, all that we know. What you will do? These are examples what you will use in your mains answer. When we talk about climate change and all, people will generally write, okay, pollution, carbon dioxide, greenhouse gases, that everybody will write. What matters is the examples that you will give. An example should be always current and relevant. Clear? Kaziranga. So Kaziranga basically has around 254 insect species and 29 spider species, butterflies and moths 85 species, ants, bees and wasps 40 species, beetles 35 species. 40% of insect species worldwide are already in decline due to deforestation, pesticides and global warming. Why do you need insects basically? Be it for pollination, be it for improving the fertility in the soil, be it even for seed dispersal, for all that you need what? Insects. Clear? Police officers are not getting freedom to work effectively. Give your opinion. Not relevant. Follow orders. Police officers are only meant to follow the orders of the government. Simple. Dugong. Now, dugong is basically like your sea cow. Alright, it is protected under the Schedule 1 of the Wildlife Protection Act. Where it is found? It is found in Gulf of Mannar, Park Bay, Gulf of Kutch, Andaman and Nicobar Islands. They are killed for their meat and oil. They are bycatch in fishing nets. That is, when you try to fish, sometimes these massive creatures will get caught in it. Habitat losses from seagrass, bed destruction and coastal pollution. They are like cows only. They need seagrass actually. That is, you will have water. This is your sea. This is underwater. And here you will have grass. This is what you call a sea meadow. Industrial dredging and mechanism fishing aggravate the stress. Industrial dredging means dredging is a process where you use two large claw-like metal. It will be this shaped. So if you want to collect the sand or collect any material from the seabed, you use this. So when you actually try to do this dredging operation, what happens is this gets destroyed, or even when there is pollution, it gets destroyed. So in 2022, Government of India notified the Dugong Conservation Reserve in Park Bay, Tamil Nadu, covering 12,000 hectares of seagrass meadows under the Wildlife Protection Act. No need to remember the number of species and all. Just learn. That is okay. There is a insect conservation, that is Kaziranga. Other than rhinoceros and the tiger, Kaziranga is also famous for a thriving insect population. That's it. I'm a marine engineer. We are asking about my qualification. BTech marine engineer. Not JCB, Anjali. JCB is different. See, this will look something like this. Something like this it will look. It will come, two will be there, and it will collect the sand. It will come down and collect the sand. That is how it will look. I'm not drawing it properly. Please do excuse me for that. So when it closes, what happens? This gap also will get closed completely. Whatever you want to get collected will get collected inside. JCB means you're normal. Like this, something will be there, and then here you will have the claw to dig or whatever. This is basically dredging. Clear? Poaching incidents have declined sharply since local participation began. Again, another example. Wherever you have... okay, good. So, wherever you have local participation in wildlife conservation efforts, automatically that population will start increasing. Clear? Don't be depressed. Try to work on your mistakes. It is always good to make mistakes because only then you will know where you're going wrong. Wildlife Institute of India. 2025 survey reports the presence of 200 dugongs in Park Bay, A positive recovery from near extinction fears in the 2000s. Then some general points. Food loss and wastage. Nearly 1/3 of all food produced globally is lost or wasted. 1/3. The International Day of Awareness on Food Loss and Wastage was observed globally on September 29. Annual economic loss for India is 1.5 trillion. That is almost close to 4% of agricultural GDP. What is the loss actually that is registered? Fruits and vegetable losses 10 to 15. Paddy 4.8%. Wheat 4.2%. I already answered that mystery. Poaching means hunting. Food loss from cereals. Now, wastage is happening on one side. That is in Delhi, I remember when I was preparing, I remember reading it in a newspaper. In one single mandi in Delhi, the wastage of tomatoes were registered at 54% in a year. What simply means is, out of 100 kilogram, if 100 kilogram of tomatoes are going to come to that mandi, then 54 kilo is getting wasted. And wherever you have food getting wasted, the next issue what happens with along with it is food loss from cereals, especially paddy, contributes to more than 10 million tons of carbon dioxide equivalent emissions annually. That means more food you waste, the more carbon dioxide is released. And in India, most of this wastage happens where it happens at the from the farm level to the table. Farm level to reach the final consumer, that is where maximum wastage happens. In Western countries, it is after buying. That is after I buy it and I go home, slight wastages will be there. That is consumer level wastage it is in Western nations. In India, from the farm level to the consumer level, before it reaches my table only, maximum wastage happens. All right. Livestock, product losses and further to the carbon footprint. Combined, 30 key commodities examined generate more than 33 million tons of carbon dioxide equivalent per year. What is the solution now? For every problem, we may not have a solution. But for some problems, we have solutions from the side of government. That is, the Pradhan Mantri Kisan Sampada Yojana focuses on modernizing food processing and logistics infrastructure to reduce wastage. So, Pradhan Mantri Kisan Sampada Yojana, modernizing what? Food processing industry. Clear? Women increasing participation in agriculture is good. But what is not good is that increase in participation has not actually led to economic empowerment. The money that is earned by them has not gone up. They are not even owners of the land on which they work. Correct, Aditi? Correct, Nitin? Then, the FAO's Food Loss app, FLAP, launched globally in 2023, is being used in over 30 countries, including India, to monitor supply chain losses and mitigation results. FAO's Food Loss app. Question, is it a UN body? Number 2, headquartered in Rome. A, both 1 and 2. B, only 1. C, only 2. D, neither. Please choose the correct answer. No, I am not a fan of Talabadi Vijay. Fan of Mohanlal. Why this happens so many wastage? Because we don't have AC. If you remember that movie, Muskan, welcome. Alu, lelo. Nana Patekar's dialogue. What is he doing? Wearing all the suit and coat, pushing a cart where vegetables are kept. Potato is kept. In India, that is how we sell fruits and vegetables. We actually sell it on the basis of what? We actually sell it on the basis of, okay. what is it? Openly we sell it. So we are exposing it to the humidity, the temperature, everything. And the temperature and humidity in India is perfect for any microorganism to thrive. Talk about any bacteria, talk about any virus, fungus, it'll grow aram se. That is why the wastage is so huge. Very good. Both 1 and 2 is the answer. This was a previous year UPSC question, people. Cardiovascular diseases. Cardiovascular diseases. So basically the point is cardiovascular diseases are basically increasing, especially adults between the age group of 30 to 59, urban area 11 to 12 percentage, rural prevalence 6 to 8 percentage. Then unhealthy diet, tobacco use, physical inactivity, hypertension, diabetes and obesity. These are the reasons for the high cardiovascular disease. That means these days what they are telling is, especially if you have crossed 30, you have a high chance of cardiovascular disease if you are into this. Unhealthy diet, you are consuming tobacco, you are sitting for long hours, hypertension, high blood pressure, diabetes and obesity. Clear? This will create what? Heart attack related problems. Which states weighs the most? Which states weighs the most? Almost all the states. Ashutosh, because I will tell you, the counter question to that is, which state is actually having a very good storage or processing facility? How many states has it? How many states are telling that from here onwards, all the agricultural products will be stored in air-conditioned godowns? Which state is having it? Or agricultural goods will go from air-conditioned godowns through air-conditioned trucks. It will be taken to the market. Where is it? Got the point here? So again, solutions for this. The National Program for Prevention and Control of Cancer, Diabetes, Cardiovascular Diseases and Stroke has been expanded to all the districts. Screening target, adults age 30 plus years for blood pressure, blood sugar and BMI under the Ayushman Bharat Health and Wellness Centers. BMI is Body Mass Index. Integrated public health surveillance programs. Then introduction of telecardiology and mobile diagnostic units. Eat Right India and Fit India movement. My Health app. India also adopted the WHO replace framework for eliminating industrial trans fats from the food supply. All right. Malaria. Now in malaria's case, it is a very only again prelims related it is. India's malaria burden fell over by 85% between 2015 and 2023, which is a wonderful news. Malaria burden has gone down. Great. But challenges persist in endemic zones. Odisha, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Northeast. In 2023, cases were 1.2 million, down from 9.6 million in 2017. Annual parasite incidence has also come down 1 per 1,000. India's target, 0 indigenous malaria cases by 2030 under the National Framework for Malaria Elimination. All these are what? Prelims related points right there. Suraj Rai for SSC CGL, please focus on your math section. Alright. Parasite vector is the one who, see, vector means carrier. Parasite means somebody who eats on you. Somebody who is eating into you. While they become stronger and stronger, you become weaker and weaker. So that is what you call a parasite. So there are some people also in our lives. They will be like a roommate, using our clothes, using our money, everything. They will keep on growing. We will be like, my clothes are gone, my food is gone, that is gone, this is gone. We will lose our mental peace. Those are parasites in the human form. Clear? Researchers, now this is the potential prelims question here. Researchers have discovered that ivermectin, already used as an anti-parasitic drug, may have an auxiliary role in malaria control by killing mosquitoes that bite recently treated humans. So human beings, if they have taken this medicine, ivermectin, which is basically used for other diseases like filariasis and all, you take that medicine. If I have taken ivermectin, let us say a mosquito comes and bites me, that mosquito will die. Why? Because of this medicine. So India is actually exploring combined anti-malarial and ivermectin pilot projects in Odisha and Meghalaya under ICMR oversight, Indian Council of Medical Research. Then other points associated with it. Nutrition and anemia. Anemia means, again, lack of hemoglobin in your body. So in this, please tell. Nidhi, please repeat your question. Yeah, you can follow this for CDS. Can I follow this for UPS CDS? Yes, Abhay, you can. Then, 57% of women aged 15 to 49 years and 31% of men suffer from anemia. Anemia prevalence among children remains above 65%, one of the world's highest. Why anemia so high? Anemia generally comes to children, especially if mothers were underweight. That means mothers were not having requisite body weight at the time of pregnancy. Obviously, the next reason is poverty. Children are not getting access to nutritious food. Clear? So far, no. Priyam Raj. Anemia Mukt Bharat program launched under Poshan Abhiyan targets a 3 percentage point annual reduction in anemia prevalence. How much percent? 3%. Emphasizes weekly iron folic acid supplementation, fortified food, deworming, and behavior change. Iron folic acid supplementation. Iron will improve your hemoglobin. Fortified food means iron fortified food, where you have added iron into the food so that in your wheat and your rice you get iron from it. Clear? 2027 at which month CA is to be done? May month. If you start 1.5 years before, all the more better. Integration with Portion Tracker app improves real-time monitoring of supply chains and beneficiary coverage. Midday meal and take-home ration schemes continue to provide fortified meals. Anshul. Array Anshul, say all to all the students out there, if you are in your school and your college, please enjoy your school days, enjoy your college days. Please come to the final year at least. Final year of your college, then start UPSC. I'm almost feeling if you people, in case if you become civil servants also tomorrow, you will probably even send your wife to the, civil service coaching class because she is pregnant. Let the child learn when it is still there in the womb of the mother. Don't do that, man. Enjoy your life now because this is the only time you get to meet people and make friends. The National Food Fortification Mission mandates fortified rice through the public distribution system by 2025. Health expenditure and public policy. India's public health expenditure has risen from 1.1% of GDP to 2.1% of GDP, which is a good news. Still below the national health policy target of 2.5%. Out-of-pocket expenditure now reduced to 47%, which is also good news. What is out-of-pocket expenditure? In India, why is it that what actually scares a man or a woman? It is visiting a hospital. Because whatever income you have, it will all get wiped out in no time if you visit the hospital. One hospital visit can literally ruin you. Getting the point here? Why? Because you're taking money out of your pocket. That is literally the meaning of it. Out-of-pocket expenditure, because insurance penetration in India is very, very low. Very few people, that is less than 10% of the population or something, will have a proper medical insurance. Most of the people, they don't even think about insurance. Why? Because, or at least let us say, like people like me and all, we don't think about insurance much because company is offering it. So we don't worry about it. But otherwise, on an average day, no Indian will actually go for what? Taking a medical insurance. Clear? There are over 60 crore beneficiaries. Ayushman Bharat, Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, with over 6 crore hospital admissions. Average claim size is 17,000 per admission. Ayushman Bharat Health Wellness Centers, 1.6 lakh are operational. Health and Wellness Centers. Health and Wellness Centers are like basically meant for primary level of treatment. Health and wellness, not your hospital as such. You go the primary level treatment, you can get it ensured. Correct? Evolution is part of nature. So whether the mosquitoes, when it gets evolved more, we will make heavier medicines. Then heavier medicines will affect our liver. Then we will die. Human beings won't be there on planet Earth. End of the story. All these are data, people. Pure data. Artificial intelligence, again data related it is. India AI mission launched in March 2024 with a total outlay of 10,371 crore for 5 years. 3 AI innovation centers and 1 data and compute platform to support model training and open source AI. It will provide 10,000 GPUs across national data centers. Just give me a minute here. Integration of AI with agriculture and judiciary. Again, FYI. Atal Innovation Mission, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology TIDE 2.0 program, fund robotic startups and IoT innovations, where we are paying around 50 lakh per project. Then again, you have Niti Aayog's responsible AI for all framework, all points. But still, medical tourism in India is increasing. Nobody is denying it. Medical tourism in India is increasing, and that clearly shows what? Indian hospitals are actually costly for Indians, but very, very cheap for foreigners. Got the point here? That is not actually showing a nice picture. That just goes on to show how poor we are. So like I have told you earlier, at least 80 crore are in very pathetic situation in our country. Then what is the remaining population? Some 65 crore. 145 crore is the total. 10% of this 145 crore, 14.5 crore, they own 40% of the assets in our country. So from 14.5, let me round it off to 15. So take out 15 from here. 15 crore if you take out, you have 80 crore which is living in very bad situation. You have the 50 crore which is basically like neither here nor neither too poor nor too rich. Then you have the 15 crore. The 15 crore are the ones who can afford to buy 30 crore, 40 crore watch. That too by giving an order to the company, telling the company, I want a rare watch which only I should have. Nobody else should have it. Getting the point here. This is the India for you. 80 were struggling. 50 somehow managing. 15 crore leaving aram se. GPU means graphical process unit, used in AI to handle complex process. That is right, Vignesh. I agree with whatever it is. I have read that book also. What went wrong and why. There are 2 books written by her. The other one I forget. One is about her autobiography. But that book, it is true. It is very, very true. In India, especially if you see the patriarchal society also, that women generally say patriarchy is there. That patriarchy's biggest proponent is another woman. For a mother, for a daughter-in-law, the biggest challenge is to deal with the mother-in-law. Have you ever heard a husband telling, my biggest challenge is dealing with your father? Have you ever heard that? You will never hear it. Boy, what is the reason? That and all, I don't know. I don't want to make any comments now. But that is the reason. You will never hear a husband committing suicide because of father-in-law torture. But a wife will commit suicide because of mother-in-law torture. That is guaranteed. இது Chef Ali Khan. Even if you are part of this 80 crore, never tell it out openly. Getting the point here? I'm not very sure whether this is the right statement, but something is the right. Zindagi janduva firbi ghamanduva. That is the attitude you should have. It is not a great life right now. Let it keep it with you only. But when you step outside your home, walk with your head held high. Research and development in the country. So in India, public sector invests around 75% in R&D. Private sector, their investment is only concentrated in pharmaceuticals, IT and automotive engineering. That means in India, basically, if you actually notice, private sector participation in research and development is only what? 25%. In USA, China, Europe and all, it is the ulta. Private sector dominates research and development. In India, public sector dominates. Ashutosh, it is not about Saas Bahu serial and all. You just read the paper. In the paper, always you will find it. Annual patent filing, domestic plus international, 80,000 in 2024, up from 42,000 in 2017. India now ranks 40th in Global Innovation Index, rising steadily since 2015. Abe, keep reading this again and again. Read this along with your monthly current affair magazines, whichever magazine you are reading. Overlapping topics are avoided. Find out the questions which are overlapping, the PYQs which are overlapping with this content. Start practicing answer writing. Just data only. Indian biotechnology industry size is 130 billion, projected to reach 300 billion by 2030. Bioeconomy share is 2.5% of national GDP. Bureau's ARIS Plan of Action, adopted in 1978, is a foundational UN framework promoting technical cooperation among developing countries, what is now termed South-South cooperation. So initially it was TCDC, technical cooperation among developing countries. Today it is known as South-South cooperation. South does not mean geographic south. It simply means South is a term that is used in international relations or international affairs to refer to countries that are developing or underdeveloped. So when you say the global north, or when you say the north countries, in international affairs, it simply means the developed nations like Europe and USA. Government is providing sufficient amount of money to run the hospital. No, Shahil. No. It's just 2% of GDP for 145 crore people. Getting the point here. In USA, if you go and if you tell them that I want to go to a private hospital for my treatment, they'll be like, are you mad? That will be their reaction. Because their basic doubt is like, how do you trust a private person? There is a government-run hospital. Why aren't you going there? That is the first thought that comes there. Whereas in India, you take your wife or your family where you take them to a private hospital. Indore, which is simplest logic. You're talking about doctors, right? Indore hospital, Indore, which is actually called the cleanest city in India. Babies died there in that hospital. You know why? Because rats came and bit the babies. In a hospital where it is supposed to be the safest place to give birth, there the babies died because apparently rats came and bit the babies. And you call yourself the cleanest city in India. But you don't have a clean hospital because that is why rats are there. And doctors are overburdened. I have doctor friends. They have worked 36 hours continuously. 36 hours. Back-to-back delivery. You know, when you have a gynecologist doctor as your friend, you will start respecting them. Because handling back-to-back deliveries is like that most tensed job. So understand it, we are spending peanuts. 2% of GDP for for 145 crore people is peanuts. Clear? This was signed under the auspices of the UN General Assembly. BAPA means again, Buenos Aires Plan of Action, was reaffirmed in 2019 at the second high-level UN conference. For your information only, just go through it. This is all about India cooperating with other underdeveloped or least developed countries to improve the technical cooperation, funding, that is financial help, export, import, all of this. India is now exploring its relationship. Now, if you combine both the articles, you will find that India has already worked a free trade agreement with UK. India is working on a European free trade agreement, like we saw Iceland, Netherlands, Liechtenstein, etc. On top of it, India is also trying to improve its relation in Africa, South America, Central Asia. Why? Because you cannot trust USA. We are also trying to get closer and closer with Russia. Clear? For CDS, I don't know how to help you here. Please understand. CDS, you need to analyze the questions. You need to find what type of questions can come from the prelims. That is your job. All right. With that, we come to an end of the current affairs. Any questions here? Any questions? Paid batches, Titan, Pinnacle, Comprehensive Current Affairs remain there. This is for the YouTube community. Any doubts? Optional zoology. I have no idea, mystery. My optional is public administration. Southeast Asian countries also. You're right, Neeladri. Southeast also. Why India is focusing mainly on underdeveloped countries? Because that is where the market is. Underdeveloped countries will have unemployment. There will be people there to buy our products. Developed nations have lesser and lesser population. Where population is there only you can sell a product. AI is leading to unemployment. Not exactly. Various similar ministry. You cannot do actually anything about it. Anshika, you are actually worrying about a very small detail, because let me be very frank here. How many questions you will get associated to ministries? 4, 5, let us say 10 questions comes from it. 10 questions come. So what is the only thing to do in prelims? If you know the 10, mark it. Don't know, chuck it. Priority should be always your static syllabus. This is nothing. This is only about, so you did not know a certain ministry, correct? You did not know what scheme came under a certain ministry, which ministry it is. You couldn't make a guess out of it. Fine. Now you know from the answer key, you know which ministry it is. Learn it, move on, finished. Don't break your sleep over it. Don't lose your sleep over it. The point is, when you make a mistake, okay, this was wrong, then what is correct? Okay, this is correct, fine. I will revise it again and again. For 2026 exam, optional as well as answer writing, we are coming to that, Nidhi. Please hold on. AI is leading to unemployment. Not necessarily. AI is also creating new jobs. Machine learning, deep learning, Internet of Things, mechatronics, AI-enabled softwares. All these are new areas where people are exploring. In another 10-20 years, these areas will bloom. Once IT sector boomed in the 90s, early 2000s, the next area where it is going to boom is all these AI-enabled products. Sociology optional suggest how to prepare. My optional is public administration. How will I tell you? How a problem becomes agitation. Multiple reasons, Yogesh. Whether any foreign players are involved, foreign funding is involved. Genuinely, they get angry. Anything it can be. Anything it can be. Thank you, Renu. Good evening, Mr. X. Can I skip your paid CA class? Please clarify. Left to you, Kennedy. Because definitely, people who are paid me money, definitely I'll be taking care of them better. That is guaranteed. Not for me, to PW. Become union by parliament. But in JNK, there was legislative council of parliament came. I didn't understand. Became union territory by parliament, but in JNK, there was legislative council of parliament came, sir. Parliament came means? See, Article 370 was abrogated and 35A was taken out. And through an executive order, the state of state of Jammu and Kashmir was converted into 2 union territories. Now, why did that happen is, let me tell you, there is one statement in the, what is it in our constitution? India is a indestructible union of destructible states. That is the idea of India, the territory of India, nobody can touch it. Whereas the parliament is free to change the name of a state, the area of a state, the boundary of a state, merge 2 states, split a large state into 2, 3. All this parliament can do without using Article 368. That means changing name, size, border, boundary, area of a state by the parliament can be done by a simple majority. That is, if the party that is in power, if they have a good majority in the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha, aram se they can change it. They can make it a union territory. They can make it into a state. Anything they want, they can do. Yes, Ujjal. Ideally, you have to. EPFO, APFC exam. EPFO, APFC, what will I tell you? Focus on the numerical part, quantitative aptitude, and again the static portion. Don't actually break your head for current affairs or general awareness. General awareness, if you are prepared for UPSC, whatever you are prepared, that is enough. And then focus on the English and the other sections. How can I prepare it? Oh my God. And the concept, how will it affect India? Will it help to resolve ongoing border dispute with China will never get over, Niladri. We will have trade on one side, border dispute on another side. Abe, then just follow the current affairs class, Abe. What else will I tell you? How many months current affairs are needed? At least if you're giving an attempt in 2026, at least 1 year minimum. Minimum it is. What is the theme of the subject of your whatever you took in public administration? Theme? What theme? Namaskara, thank you. So in case of Ladakh, it's problem or agitation. See, as of now, it is an agitation. But again, because we are sitting here, we don't know what is the ground reality. Whether it is only the few people there or whether it is a larger people there. If it is a larger people, means government will have no other choice other than giving the 6th schedule. But if it is only a small group who is creating this mischief there, then government is going to crush it. End of the story. Nothing is ever enough, Neha. Those are like the minimal things. Getting the point here. Monthly magazine is only a minimal thing. And there again, you are going to only sit and read it or by heart it. You are not going to connect it with other things. The Supreme Court and the firecracker issue, that whole article only talked about the Supreme Court's ban and Supreme Court's judgment. That's it. It did not actually talk about the people of Shivagashi. That was an addition from my end. And as those who have attended the comprehensive current affair class also, you know, how we discussed even the domestic inflow, FII, how it will lead to appreciation, depreciation, etc. All that we discussed a little more in detail. To understand, there is a difference between the two. I am from the state of Kerala, currently residing in Bangalore. Others, to be very honest, it is not that I have an intention to motivate, but I just like to tell what is the fact here. The fact is always, it is good to have a backup plan. The fact is always, don't put all your eggs in one single basket. You know, like even on even if it is a crude joke, let me tell you, you are in love with Sita also, it is okay. Love her 100%. But keep an eye on Geeta also. In case Sita marries and goes, be so good to the point where Geeta will feel, sorry for you, and Geeta will propose you and you can marry Geeta. Getting the point here. Don't actually be completely focused only on one thing. Everybody everybody should have a plan B. All right then. All right then. So that will be it. All right, you're staying in BTM. Good. Yes, NCRT is helpful. Yeah. Yeah. So to the YouTube community, let us call it a day. To the Titan, Pinnacle, and CCA, please hold on. Start from 600.